Today we are making this fun Christmas tree and presents shadow box card, and you're going to need a silhouette or Cricut machine for this to cut the whole thing out. If you're looking for the files, they are available in the description with links to them. So let's get started. So here are all the cutouts, and you can see there are quite a few small pieces, and it's actually a really quick cutout from your Cricut or your Silhouette machine. So what we're going to start with is easy, and I'm going to start with Elmer's glue, and I'm just going to use it to put together, first of all, our little presents. So this is really like the simplest, easiest part, and that is just putting all of your present pieces together. So I have this little pink piece right here, and I love stick glue for this because hot glue will make a really big mess of this. And put that directly on your cute little present. So cute, right? Then I have two other presents, this blue present and this pink present. I'm just going to add the white at the top. If you feel like these are too tiny to handle, use an X-Acto knife or your hook, and you can use those to put these in place. Let me just show you. I'm just going to grab my hook, and you can see that I can just kind of push this directly into place. Just like that. So good. Just like that. And then last but not least, the other thing you can do if you don't want to just put it directly on the stick of glue, you can literally just, you know, scrape off glue with your hook and add it that way. All right, so simple and easy. Now we do have a lot of trunks. We have this teeny tiny little star. If you're struggling to cut out that star because it is so tiny, you can do it in vinyl. The other thing you can do is you can slow down your machine to cut at a 1. That's generally what I do. I have it cut very, very slowly. If it's cutting odd, rotate the star. It might be where the machine is starting. Okay, so we've got all these wonderful layers here. We're going to start by folding our 5x7 card. So that is our bottom layer. And then we've got all of our other layers. So I believe this one is the background layer, okay? Then our second layer is the tree on the opposite side. And then finally we have presents and the swirls on the top. Really the easiest thing is to glue all the pieces in first and then pop dot everything, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna start with this top one, and we're gonna add our swirls. So you can see these swirls are pretty easy. We're just gonna add a little bit of Elmer's glue to that. If you have a glue stick or a, you can get glue that has like a nice fine point tip on it. It won't be quite as messy as the way I'm doing it right here. I like putting the swirls in before I do the presents. And by the way, you can pop dot the presents. So if you want more of a some depth from it, you can pop dot those, and those can be fun. We'll see if I have some little pop dots for that. All right, little swirls in place. And let's use, so I have these little square pop dots. Let's go ahead and actually, it looks like I could even use a big one for this present. It'll cover the entire back, but it'll be very, very stable. We can just add those presents directly here. You can see that there are nice guides to let you know exactly where to place your items. So I try to do that with most of my files to make it easy for you, and so you're not confused about how these should end up on your box card. All right. If you feel like you don't want it sticking out, you can literally cut down your pop dot last present. And also layered on top of the swirl. So notice I put the swirl on first. That is ready to go. Okay, second layer, we have our lovely tree. Now, you could pop dot this or make it flat. The reason I'm going to do it flat is because it does get a little bit hidden by the other shadow box cards. So I'm afraid pop dotting it will just make it very difficult to put in. So I really designed it in mind with it being a flat tree. And then we've got our star piece right here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and I'm just going to grab it like this. Add as much glue to the back of that as I can. And then pop it up here at the top. There we go. And then your biggest trunk right here is the one you're going to use at the bottom. Some of this will be covered by your top layer. All right, looking good. Okay, so we've got layer number 1, layer number 2. So that leaves us our final layer right here. So these trees are a little bit, you're kind of guessing on them. The first one you're going to know. The second one, not as much. And I'm not going to pop dot these, but you can see like that one, pretty easy to kind of figure out where to put it, right? It also has the shorter of the 2 trunks. So I would put that on first because you're going to use the other trunk as your guide. So these trunks are meant to line up. So I would lay this one close to the other one, because you want it to be seen just like that, and line it up with the bottom of the trunk right there, okay? So once that's in place, I would do this other tree. And I like seeing the layers of the tree, so that is why I cut them out separate. And you can also do a different color if you wanted to. All right, ready to go. So now all of our layers are in. So what we need to do next is put the pop dots on. So I'm going to flip these all over and just move a couple things out of the way, and we're going to add pop dots to this first grouping. So I'm using kind of a larger pop dot. You can see that these pop dots have like a ring or edge on it. So if I wanted to pull this off and I wanted to use this whole thing, it's actually so great. So I'll use a pair of scissors and pull off the top of it as well. I'm going to use a pair of scissors and I am just going to cut it because I can use these to really make this really pretty stable. So like this is a nice fat piece and there is a lot of paper right here. I'm going to cut this. You've got these longer pieces. Who said that you had to make all of this behind it symmetrical? Because I mean, you just don't want to waste any of these great sticky foam pieces that are so easy to use and really will bring a lot of stability to the card itself. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to use a couple more in the corners here. And that should make it relatively stable. Okay, so pulling this on. Okay, this one you kind of have to like gauge it. You're like hoping to make it all line up. Press it into place. Gorgeous. Okay, next one. Let's put the pop dots on the back of this one. And then let's add a little bit behind the tree just to give it more stability. Pop it over. Don't you love those shadows? That's why I love these shadow box cards. And then finally, I'm gonna use I'm going to just use big ones for this. So I'm going to pull this across, grab a new set here, and get the corners and maybe this bigger area on both ends just to make sure that it's stabilized. All right, I'm going to do one more. And we should be good. All right. I love that you can see the trunk here and the star on that tree. I love that these are pop dotted because it adds an extra layer. How cute is that? Isn't that so fun? And if you do need to make adjustments, you can. It's not that big of a deal because it's pop dotted in place. I hope you had so much fun making this card. How cute did it turn out? If you're looking for the file links, please check the description. You can find it at carinagardner.com, my Silhouette store, or my Etsy shop if you're looking for the file. Of course, I love it when you're making these, and I would love for you to tag me on social media at Carina Gardner if you make one of my projects. So fun to see what you guys are doing. So good. And then make sure and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more crafty goodness. I'll see you soon.